especially for those of you who really want to be a millionaire and you're not just talking. If you're just talking, then there's a club for that. They look great. They wear all the t-shirts that say that they're a boss and they're doing nothing. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the person behind you.
Because I really don't know what I would do if I didn't have some work that I had to get to.
Welcome, and welcome to another episode of WorkHARDAholics. This is your host, the original WorkHARDAholic, Shirley Crawford, and we're glad to have you. First question that I always get is, what exactly is a WorkHARDAholic? At this point, that tells me I need to increase my PR campaign so that you all can learn more about the word. But just in case you didn't know, let me tell you, because I made the word up. A workaholic is someone who is always doing something. We don't rest on our laurels. We don't wait for the world to bring it to us. We take it to the world. Can I officially do that song now? Taking it to the streets. Taking it to the streets. I keep saying I just need permission to just include the song because I always want to sing it. Although officially, our theme song, which we have not yet recorded because I have been living my workaholic life a little bit too hard. Mm-hmm. But for those of you who are wondering, what does it mean? It's the movers and the shakers always doing something. If you want to be in balance and get some more green, WorkHARDAholics. Okay.
She can sing, everybody.
No. We are background vocalists. That is our job. We are great at finding a harmony note and singing in the background. That's what we do. All righty then. Oh, so in case you're wondering who I have with me today, out there in the spectrum, Christina, Socialita Christina is out there. You will catch her again soon, I promise. But to my right, potentially your left, I have the one, the only, Dr. Felicia Green. And the crowd goes wild. And she is not here just because green is my favorite color. That is not the only reason that she is here. We're going to let her introduce herself so you can know who. Okay, officially, I'm not supposed to do her introduction yet, which now that I think about it, that seems a little out of order. But you know what? Sometimes I am out of order. The first thing that we're going to do is we want to share our Black History moment with you all today. And so here is the deal. And for those of you who didn't know, February is Black History Month. I know.
Yes.
What a surprise.
We are Black History.
Indeed. Oh, actually, I was wrong. I am supposed to introduce you before I do that. So let's do that then.
Let's do it.
This is the beauty of being live, people, right? And as an entrepreneur, you kind of have to know how to go with the flow because life will keep coming at you. Things will keep happening. And if you're constantly stuck in what I should have done or we had this pastor, I'm trying to think. He made this song up and it always stuck with me. I could have been, I would have been, but I never became.
Shirley, sing now.
Only during this show. Like everything to me is a song in real life. Like everything is a song. And so if you get stuck in that moment, you will never progress. You will never get anything done. And you will always be a shoulda, woulda, coulda. So imperfect or not, we will be what we're supposed to be. And we're moving that forward. All right, so as I was saying, to my right, potentially your left, I have none other than Dr. Felicia Green. I have her bio. It might be up on the screen for you all.
No. Who did that?
You're a website designer. Because that's where I snagged it from. Believe you me, if it's on the internet, I can get it.
No. Oh my gosh.
It's a lovely picture. Like, I love the colors.
You gotta love Shirley. Shirley will get the job done.
Whoop, whoop. Get the job done.
But hey, can I just go ahead and just jump in?
Yes, you can tell us all about you.
Even though it's already on the screen. I am Felicia Green. And I am so proud to be on the show today. I'm so excited. I thought about it all last night. Shirley is just crazy. She is just like fuel and refreshment for the soul. So I was thinking about just being here last night. But before I say anything else, I am Felicia Green, and I am the business owner of Chayah Counseling.
Yes, tell them what Chayah means, please.
Yeah, and Chayah, it means it's an age-old word for to restore, to revive, and to make live again. So anything that's dead, we can bring life to it.
Oh, I like that. I like that. I like that.
So, Chayah, we launched in November right here.
Oh,
at
they had a whole
the
little party. They
Women's-
was dancing
Wasn't
and
we getting it
talk about
going?
fuel and energy.
Oh, man.
Y'all need to see Dr. Green go.
I was enjoying myself. And so we launched in November. And wow, you would think that I have been here at the Women's Business Center for, a couple of years, the way things are rolling.
Because you're just a pro.
But
That's
I'm
all.
telling you, it's like, wow, I had Shirley's foot in my back. Now, can I say this? I'm saying this. I mean, this is like, the real deal here.
We're still
because
smiling.
look, if you know that you're an entrepreneur, you know that God has put you in this earth to do some specific things.
Get it done.
And if you have these little hanger-oners, procrastination, and I'm about to do it, all the fintos, I'm finto, write my business plan, I'm finto.
Okay, I just have to jump in. This is where you notice that she's not from Virginia.
Y'all don't say finto.
Mm-mm. No. And so and
Y'all say finto.
in the South, so if you go to Atlanta, they say
Fix
fitting.
it. Oh,
Okay. You got fixin'. Fixin' is normally more like North Carolina. Fitting is more like Atlanta, Georgia. And now you get to hear from Ohio. What do y'all do? Y'all finna?
Wait, now I got confused.
Sorry.
What I say?
There was no T in yours. You finna.
No, it ain't finta. It ain't fixing. What was it?
Catch it in the replay.
Yeah, in the replay. Y'all just rewind on the part. You know what I'm trying to say. But fences, maybe it was fences.
Okay, I just knew it wasn't where the T normally is when I hear it. So,
yeah. So anyway,
the point is we don't want that. That's why.
Right.
That's why we can't say it right, because we are not about that life.
Exactly. Thank you. I had all that. I had all of the fixings, the fences, and all of that stuff going on, and I had Shirley's foot in my back, pushing me. Everybody needs a pusher.
Indeed.
Miles Monroe calls his pusher a tormentor. Mentor, tormentor. So yeah, Shirley was one of
the tormentor.
Holy tormentors. The tormentor. She was one of my holy tormentors. Really, you need that, because if you're tough and you got things to do and you haven't been doing them, you need somebody that's a little more tough than you to push you, into that area. So that's how Chayah really unfolded. Chayah has been this business, the model, some of its modalities have been around for a very long time. I would say about 20 years. But I never stopped long enough to give it its own space. Like the space that I have here in the Women's Business Center. And it took the tormentor, and she's not my only one. I've got, a few. You got to have a few, because certain tormentors do certain things, just like you need several mentors in different areas. One mentor is not going to, do it all for you. But Shirley got that Holy Ghost foot and put it in my back and helped me to get here. And so I'm thankful. If you want to know more about Chayah Counseling, you can go to www.chayahcounseling.org, and all the information will be right there.
And that's Chayah, Chayah.
All right, she spelled. Now, come on, can we just stop and say, because people can't spell it, people can't say it, but she says it and spells it. So hey,
we all about that life.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, so just the other thing about being an entrepreneur is like there's always like lots of things happening.
Always.
And you have to be ready to be able to adjust. And when it becomes to be just too much and you're not able to adjust, let me introduce you to Dr. Felicia Green.
That's right.
She will help you find the balance that is necessary for your life.
Yeah.
All right, but you all know how we like to do it. You know the deal, right? So we always start off with our word for the week. So because we were having Dr. Felicia, do people call you Dr. Felicia or Dr. Green?
Well, I try to get them to call me Dr. Felicia, but everybody calls me Dr. Green.
You just command so much respect. That's
I
all.
guess
Because in the
so.
South, we believe in putting a title and a first name.
I found
Right?
that out.
There's Miss Shirley. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I have.
Sister Shirley.
Yes, everything is like title and first name.
Right.
So I guess they're just too enamored of you
I put it
to
on my
go there.
website and everything, like Dr. Felicia.
Dr. Felicia.
It's all throughout, Dr. Felicia. But when them calls come in, I speak with Dr. Green. Because I wanted to be, I want you to feel comfortable and be kind of like a laid back kind of environment, but it's Dr. Green.
No, they like it's real. It's serious. It's serious up in here.
Right.
We don't have no time for casual stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always I had a conversation with someone a while ago, and they were talking about being called ma'am.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, it's the South. We do ma'am. And I don't know if it's an age thing where women
I think
are just
it's an age thing. Because I loved it when I came down here for the first time and I was like 30. And somebody at the in the Burger King window was like, "Here you go, ma'am." I said, "Oh, ma'am, I like that."
I think it's highly respectful.
But now it's like, okay, now.
See, I am so not there. Like I am a ma'am. I am. I like it when I walk into a room and you already know that you're supposed to respect me. Like before I have to say anything, I'm like, yes, ma'am. That I am all about it. Like, don't miss me.
Right. No, I'm with you on that now. But can we just find another word? Like,
I like ma'am. I guess it's just me. I have no problem.
And maybe it depends on who's saying it too. Like if little kids saying ma'am, okay, that's nice. You've been raised right. But now some other folks, like a man my age or something like that, like, why are you calling me ma'am?
I support it. For those of you who are out there who have Southern hospitality as part of your like DNA, and you're looking for someone that you can comfortably call ma'am,
Shirley's your girl.
I will reply with a smile as long as you are opening my door at the same time.
All of that.
I need the whole package. You can't ma'am me with your pants hanging.
Oh yeah, all that. Yeah, that don't work.
What? We're gonna have an auntie conversation then. But that's not what we're about there.
That's good.
Dr. Felicia. Yeah. Dr. Felicia. Okay. I know me to say Felicia.
Right. That's fine too. Because that's what my mama called me. I'm not one of those that's hung up on the title. I know what I've earned.
I want to say this is one of the reasons why. Here's something that I always find interesting.
Mm-hmm.
People who haven't earned it try to demand it. People who have earned it know they have it and they just walk in it.
Yeah, and we know what we've been through.
I know, and you've been through a lot.
Oh my God, 11 years. That's how long it took me because I had life going on. I didn't have the luxuries of being sent through in 3 or 4 years. I had to work my way through. I was a teaching fellow my entire time. That's how I paid for classes, everybody. Hello.
She worked hard for the money.
Yes.
But earned it. And so, yeah, but I always think about that piece because people always talking about titles and everything else.
Yeah.
And like I didn't know you were, and I didn't know you didn't need to know.
Yeah.
You knew that I was good at what I did.
That's right.
And that's really all that matters. You don't qualified.
Yeah.
But I guess it always, I don't know. I guess I say amuse. It always amuses me at these people who are so puffed up and so haughty.
Yeah.
And they have like
it's everywhere.
Nothing to back it up.
Yeah.
I am the right doctor.
All of
so
that.
And so.
All of that.
I'm like, and who qualified you?
But it's so much that I could say about that. Like when I was teaching at Union and I taught the pastoral care of Virginia Union University School of Theology, and I was teaching pastoral care, and it's a course that talks about ministry context and what goes on inside of ministry. And so one of the things that was important for us to communicate is that when you're in your ministry context, we're going to treat you how you need to be treated in your own ministry context. That's what was one of the primary focus of the class. And so I had this young man in the class walk up to my desk. This is my class.
I already feel it coming. Okay.
And he walked up and looked like he worked somewhere important because, it's evening class. He had taken off his jacket. He still had his shirt on, nice shirt, cufflinks and French cuffs and tie and all that. And he walked from the back of the class up to my desk My desk is in front of the class. And he walked up to my desk and said, young lady, young lady, young lady. And he looked to be younger than me.
See, that's when you should have known ma'am was the right answer.
And I learned a long time ago is all it takes is one time to be corrected in public and you'll never do that again.
Yeah.
And so because it was a class that talked about ministry context,
You had to correct that.
I had to correct it. And so he looked to be about maybe almost 6 feet when he walked up to me. But on his way back to his desk.
He was 2'2".
Yeah, he might have been. He might have been.
That's just disrespectful.
Right.
See, and that's my thing though. And that's where I get back with the ma'am.
Yeah.
I demand,
yeah.
I demand, and for that matter, I command respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that other stuff, like, I don't know why you're trying to be cute.
I would have took the man from him coming out,
he needed to have.
But he had a finger up too, walking down my aisle in my classroom, and 3 times young lady.
I would have at least expected professor, instructor.
Nothing like that. Yeah, and he didn't speak to me for the rest of the semester, and it was all right.
He didn't have nothing to say that you wanted to hear.
I had to turn the grades in and all that kind of stuff. So hey,
we don't need to hear any of that. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know which part of me is rising up right now.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tell you, we can go a lot of different ways with that thing right there, but
yeah, it's okay. We gonna be all right.
We know, and I wasn't ugly either, y'all. I want y'all to know I wasn't ugly. I stayed professional.
But this is one thing I have learned in life. I can make you cry and not even raise my voice.
Right.
Don't give me opportunity to make that the case.
Yes, please don't.
I should. Okay. We have lots to discuss, and you might not be able to tell because I just enjoy Dr. Felicia.
Yes.
I can say it. I won't say it after the show is over, but I can say it right now. Okay, so we want to highlight, because it is February, it's Black History Month. And although every month is Black History Month, this month is specifically set aside to honor the accomplishments of African Americans. And so last week I talked about my favorite, Maggie Lena Walker.
I love it.
I love her.
Yes.
She is my icon. Okay, but that was last week. We're on a new week now. So this week, I want to talk about Claudette Colvin.
Oh.
Had you heard about her?
No.
I had never heard about her. So here is the crazy thing. I was aware that Rosa Parks was not the first person to sit down on the bus. I was perfectly aware. I've known that for forever. For those of you who actually study your African American history, you know that as well. She was not the first one, but she was the one that the NAACP felt was easiest to campaign around.
Yeah. I had heard that.
Yeah. And so she was NAACP secretary. And I'm not saying that she didn't sit down and that it wasn't that she was tired, or I'm not saying it was planned, which is another conversation. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying that after it happened, the NAACP determined she was, an easy one to campaign around to get the boycotts going. But before her, there were several individuals who had been jailed for sitting in the front of the bus. One of them is Claudette Colvin.
Wow.
Also in Alabama. She sat down, she was arrested, and not only was she arrested once, she was jailed a few times.
Wow. Claudette was.
Yes.
Wow.
And she was a part of a legislation that went forth against the buses. And so then, but once again, we didn't hear as much about her because the movement decided to, because she was 9 months before Rosa Parks.
Wow, I had heard that there were others. I didn't know the names.
So I didn't either. So I went to go find one, and that's how. God bless Google.
You just said other women. I mean,
I did. I was like, okay, like
wow,
Montgomery bus boycott.
Wow,
individual. Yeah, it's all there. And so, and I thought that was just absolutely fascinating
That is
because I had
fascinating.
always been told that there were multiples who had done it. But
Mhm.
that's the thing about a campaign. And it also, okay, not to go totally morbid, but sometimes I am. Um, when I think about even now, with various movements that have happened. So we talk about like George Floyd and all the other
Mhm.
individuals. There
Mhm.
have been so many people over the years who have gone through that same process. But we were at this
Yeah.
particular, you know, moment in time where everything built together for that to be the movement. Not the first, and unfortunately, not even the last. Others have happened since then.
Mhm.
And we also have, all the publicity and the TV, and people
All
can
of that. Yep.
video camera. Before it was just like so and so just went missing and you might not have ever known.
Right.
We just document things now. Okay.
Wow.
I know. Like,
Thank you for that.
is that not where we thought we were going today? Oh well,
Right.
we just want to highlight and
Yeah,
recognize.
I love that.
And I just and her quote is on the screen, but I just want to write it because a young lady. And so her quote was, "It felt like Sojourner Truth was on one side pushing me down, and Harriet Tubman was on the other side of me pushing me down. I couldn't get up." That was her response. Like she couldn't get up out of her seat.
What Marvin Gaye say? Make me want to holler and throw up both my hands.
See, but
Y'all don't know nothing about that.
You're supposed to sing it. You can't just say it.
Oh, I forgot how it goes. But I know he said it.
Around here, we sing it everything.
Wow, that's so lovely.
Yes, that is why Christina is my stand-in co-host because
Yeah.
Christina with a K actually is a singer.
Christina with the K is a singer, and she's been here all this time. But wait, Christina,
Socialita.
get on over here.
Socialita,
Lord.
Christina.
What? Oh, we need a sample today in honor of
Lord.
Claudette
Miss Crawford is telling
Colvin?
all my business.
No, she's saying something in your ear. Oh man,
Christina, we don't have no secrets around here.
We can have a trio. I can hold a note. Shirley can hold a note,
and
then Christina with the K can take the lead.
Okay, we got you. We got your backup singers,
in honor of
Christina.
our mother Claudette.
Okay,
see,
I'm ready. Ready when you are.
Okay. Hey. We're only sharing the truth. We don't lie. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, not only is it Black History Month, we have also designated Love Your Business Month.
Nice.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm listening to the echo of myself in my ear, which is hilarious. And so, part of what we say is for your business, as an entrepreneur, you have to love your business. You have to take care of it.
Yeah.
And so I have a slide, which I need to find because I made it one Valentine's Day. One of those Valentine's Day where I didn't have a Valentine.
It's Valentine's week.
It's okay. I don't currently have a Valentine right now.
Yes, you do, Shirley. We love you so.
It's not the same.
Ain't the same.
She going home to Will.
Try. Yeah, I am.
It's not
going home to my husband.
Oh God.
It's not the same thing. Appreciate y'all. My goddaughter actually, like, and her mother normally send me flowers, and I'm just
so
like,
sweet, but it's
no. I appreciate it, but the idea is that I'm sad and lonely. I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be single.
2021 carries something new on the horizon.
Come on with it now.
For Shirley Crawford.
Make it good.
I touch and agree with that.
What she say?
She said she touches and agrees with you.
Thank you for touching and agreeing. All we need is 2.
Here's yours.
Yes.
Oh, what I put there?
So this is so you get.
Put it in my ear. Is it gonna reach?
Oh, Christina with a C. It is. So, but I still got a few more days, people.
Yeah, you do.
I could come up with. I could
Anything
come up with
happen.
something. Anything could happen. Indeed.
If we let it. If we let it.
I don't know. I do have some standards. But for Valentine's Day,
you do.
For this year, I might flex those. But just know that the day
Flex,
after,
not lower, but flex, right?
The day after, you would
Back
be gone.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
I'm just, yes. And I'm trying not to go back into my past. But anyway, I'll tell y'all about that afterwards.
Another, yeah.
I tell you all about it. Kinda. Okay, but in
Wait a
the
minute, can I ask, is
meantime,
Valentine's Day on a Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday.
When has it ever been on a Sunday? I
Every
guess it
7
has.
years.
I mean, I was gonna say, I guess it has to have been every. Now, how we doing that on a Sunday?
Yeah.
We are not, because that's gonna be Valentine's Day with Jesus. But
Yeah.
you
I
have,
don't ever remember Valentine's Day being on a Sunday. I'm sorry.
but you celebrate like the weekend. You'll do like the Saturday.
Oh
or-
yeah.
I ain't even got one that I know.
Oh Lord.
Oh, it does reach.
I don't know.
Maybe not. I'm okay with it.
No, you got to be able to.
I do. Yeah.
Okay. Y'all must believe it's been almost 30 minutes and we have just.
I know. Sorry. Was it me talking? Y'all know,
No.
for those that don't know, I am a pastor now. And pastors, we do talk. You got to give us the signal. And then you got to have 3 more signals ready after that first signal, because we'll keep on
the
going.
first closing, the
Yup,
second
there you
closing.
go.
For those of you who attend church, you understand the multiple
They
closings.
understand. Y'all understand.
But outside of that, yes. So we have yet to officially start the show.
What?
I know, right?
This is my first time now.
I know. I'm having a little too much fun with you. I got to get it together.
Okay.
So one thing to share is that we always start with our word for the week.
Yes.
And so this week we got our word from Dr. Green.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, connection. Connection is my word, really.
Okay.
My word for the year. I don't know if you all have been keeping up with like some of the mental health stats that the CDC and some of these other universities have been putting out, but in social distancing and in this pandemic, it's so much. Of course, we have our social distancing and we must do that. But the anxiety among people and the depression among people, it is off the charts. And I mean, we already know
Yes.
for Black and brown people, we already had stuff that we was dealing with before the pandemic
Yeah.
that caused us to
Mhm.
be anxious and depressed. But it is just like skyrocketing. And so
Yeah.
a lot of these studies are showing that the isolation and the being tucked away and quarantined, especially for young people. The young people stats in terms of anxiety and depression have increased, I think, by like 31% since the pandemic. In terms of like going to the emergency room, like something's wrong, something doesn't feel right, or I feel
Mhm.
like, maybe I want to take my own life. Those stats are like off the charts. And so the CDC has confirmed that we've got to find ways to be intentional about connecting. And
Yes.
so I had already started thinking about that word at the top of the year. I do a little study like in November, December, and I kind of think about the coming year. And that word connection was like real heavy on my heart. And I started thinking about those areas in my life that were most meaningful for connection, even in the pandemic. And I came up with my connection with God for my spirit life, my inner life, and then my connection to myself for balance. Because we can do all this stuff, especially as entrepreneurs, and we just keep going and keep going. And sometimes we just get off kilter because we're not doing those things that make us feel like us sometimes. Or either we run so far, from our center. It's like, it's almost like we have an out of body experience sometimes. And so we got to find, like, I love what you do, and I'm not going to tell what you do because maybe you're not telling everybody what you do on a certain day out of the week, just to reconnect with yourself.
I ain't ashamed.
Or to stay connected with yourself. I love that, what you do.
Don't look for me on a Friday.
Right. Yeah.
I do not work.
Yeah. And so that's you staying connected to you and being intentional about what makes you tick, move, stay motivated, think, create, and all of that. And so it was connection with God for me, connection with myself, and then connection with the meaningful people in my life. And I think that's where we're falling short in this pandemic, because we've been forced to be quarantined, but we have to be intentional about thinking about how we can stay connected to the meaningful people, because they're going to stir us. They're going to keep our soul hydrated. They keep our, our inner life and our inner thinking hydrated and moist and all of that. If we don't have that, we get dry and mean and moody and ugly and all of that. And so those are the three things that I focused on. But that third one, I was like, okay, my mom is all the way in Ohio. My brother is all the way in Ohio. The church that I left, all my folks, they all the way in Ohio. Now, what can I do? What can I do? So texting is good for some, but then what about the seniors? My mother is like 70 plus. And I mean, she texts now, thank God, but I know what's going to really connect her with me and me to connect with her is to actually spend time on the phone or spend time. I know we're tired of the screen, but me and mama have some good talks and laughs and eat food and all of that right on the screen. And so I just wanted to encourage whomever may be watching today to, yes, make your connection with God, daily connection with yourself, do something special for yourself regularly during this time. But then think about the meaningful people in your life, pre-pandemic, during the pandemic, post-pandemic. And if you've not been connected regularly to them for your soul hydration, take some time to figure out how you can connect. It's a good sister or a good brother that just fuels your tank. Connect with that person and see if you can make it, a regular part of your life as we're, coming around. I'm believing that we're almost hitting that turn in terms of thinking about coming out of this pandemic. But until then, connect. That's my word.
That is hot. And so here's the thing. When I first asked Dr. Felicia for her word, and she said connection, and I was just like, it's no onomatopoeia. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But then all I had to know is let the preacher preach.
Right.
It would have come forth. Christina with the K. Are you using some techniques to connect yourself? I can see her.
Is she frozen?
She might be frozen.
I think she's frozen.
Well, we see that Zoom isn't working for our connection.
Oh.
Okay.
But can I say something right quick on the connection thing?
Of course you can.
So that definition, that definition is up there. The number one definition, it was like the standard definition for connection.
Mm-hmm.
But that second definition that I think I found it wasn't the Merriam dictionary, but it was is it
not the one on the screen?
Okay. Well,
I was trying to find it.
Okay, but it was another definition on connection that related to making a connection from one bus to another, or one train to another, or
like
one plane.
transportation.
Yes, and it talked about how connection in that regard helps you further your journey. I was like, that is so powerful, even in terms of connection here as sister entrepreneurs. And congratulations on Entrepreneur Her Academy. I didn't get that in. Yay. But that type of connection with the work that you're doing is like connection personified, because as we make an exchange, we're making an exchange right now. As we make that exchange, it's furthering the journey. Like I'm sitting here watching you, how you just so wonderful with the mic and talking into the camera and all of that. And it's like furthering my journey on and doing this kind of stuff, because I don't do it a lot. And so I'm just like happy.
But you can hear she's a natural. Don't worry. She'll be doing more.
Yeah, but I mean,
we'll make it happen.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, that's what I want to say about connection. That second definition was like, wow, this is helping me journey on. Yes. Am I helping you journey on?
Yes. Okay, and I love travel. So whenever you talk in terms of travel, I'm like, I get it. Because if you miss the connection,
right,
I'm like, oh, and as someone who has missed many a plane
Now that's good.
and slept in the airport on occasion,
Oh my God.
and been stuck at a Haitian airport
Oh
and not
Jesus.
speaking English
Oh my
and not
God, now.
understanding. I had to be transported to a hotel that had a guard with a gun
All
with
of
people
that.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a misconnection.
See,
That
it
was
can be
it.
dangerous. That's real good
That
though.
was good. We're gonna have to work. We're gonna have to work some
A
more.
misconnection.
Yes.
Mm.
Don't worry. You might not have heard this from another mouth, but you're gonna catch this one. Don't you
That's
worry.
really good.
You did it. You see, I'm just working with the
Further,
connection
furthering
you
the
gave
journey
me.
on, moving the journey on.
Yes.
Wow, that's good.
'Cause-
Christina with the C has moved my journey on in many, many ways.
Cause she has all the technical skills.
Yep, and I ain't gonna miss my connection right there.
See?
Or no, whatever she tell me to do, that's what I do.
I'm all for it. You know what? That's especially as an entrepreneur. That's a really big point because like people come to you for your skills.
Yes.
And then they debate with you. Like, what's the discussion? You came to me because you recognize my credentials.
Thank you so much.
My knowledge and understanding. I'm sharing with you what you need to do.
Yes.
And you're debating with me.
Right.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, about to miss your connection.
I just feel like that's just a touchdown. Okay. Hope you all enjoyed Super Bowl Sunday. Okay. All right. So in that vein, because we could be here all day. Apparently we have. We've been here 40 minutes.
Have we? Oh my God.
And we haven't even gotten halfway through our normal content.
I'm about to be quiet.
Please, this is a great conversation. We're going to expedite the process. And so normally at this point we get to our book it moment. And I'm not always whipping out one of my books, but it seems so very appropriate when Dr. Felicia said her word was connection. I was like, well, I have a book called Connectivity Matters.
Oh my God.
And so it's a little different. This is really about the art of networking online and offline. And you can tell it's my copy.
I need a copy.
We will take care of that. And so, but this is all about, there's a seminar. So this is a book I wrote with Susan Nolan. And so we do these seminars and sessions teaching people how to network, how to connect. And like Susan is a little more old school than me. So she does a bunch of the same things that I do, but I do mine digitally. And she's at the library, or like I have a newspaper clipping on my wall. She sent that to me. So
wow. I love it though. Yes.
It's beautiful and it's really interesting. And Susan and I share the same birthday. Yeah. We don't look anything alike. And we share a birthday, and it's just been it's the journey with the two of us has been very interesting.
I love
and
that.
So like one of the things like I think we hooked up at one point in time. There was a new leader of the SBA right now. That's Carl Noble. But I think it's the SBA. So there was a new leader in Richmond. I heard about it, so I stalked her online. And so I did research to find out about like her things she liked, who she was, where she came from, like all that background information.
Wow.
And so
I need to tap in.
Yeah, and then I went to look to see events that she attended, like how to connect with her, the whole nine. And so I did connect with her. And so we had things in common, things to discuss. Susan did the exact same thing. We were not having this conversation.
That is funny.
But she did it offline.
Wow.
And so she read the articles. She looked up information that was not digital and made the connection. And for her, she actually sent her a handwritten invitation
I love that.
to her house for dinner. Right.
Nice.
And so that was how we knew that we were perfectly aligned when we had that conversation. Like we did the exact same thing in two different ways. So I tend to be online. She tends to be offline.
Love that.
But we both fully understand the power of connection. Talk about those misconnections, because a lot of times those connections are people.
Yes, absolutely.
And so that's what this book is about. How we talk about how you connect, if it's online or offline. How do you go about doing it, and how do you do it authentically? Because like we talk about the car salesman, and I say give car salesmen a break, because really they get slandered because of how they communicate. but they don't need to talk to you. You're only going to do business with them once every 3 years.
Come on.
So they don't need
I'm
to talk
such a
to
car salesman. I'm sorry, the audio has been going in and out, but I heard that. That is me.
What am I missing?
I'm very generic.
But that it's not even just generic. It's transactional, right?
Yes.
So it's like I only need you for this. I don't need you beyond this.
Yeah.
So how deep this relationship need to
Need
get?
to go.
And especially
Yeah.
as a car salesman, you need to talk to. You always get a third. So you talk to 100 people just to get 30 to potentially end up with 3 sales for the month.
Yes.
Talking to that many people, you don't have time to go deep. So cut the car salesman some slack.
Yeah.
Cut them some slack, y'all.
Okay.
Cut them some slack.
But for the rest of us, you all could be a little more authentic.
Yeah.
And so then I also talk about the fact, believe it or not, I'm an introvert.
Me too.
Yeah,
How is this possible?
I am an introvert. And so
Intro extra.
Yeah. I confuse people because I'm good socially. I can run a meeting. I can host an event. I know how to have a conversation. It just means that when it's over, I have to go home and recharge. Like this
And
pandemic.
take a nap.
Oh, I don't need to nap now.
You don't?
No, I don't do too many naps. Sleeping?
I guess that's
What
no, right. No. Why would I ever think that you sleep?
What is sleeping? We talking about naps. I'm doing good now because I go to bed.
Oh my
You're
gosh.
like, what? No.
After I've preached to hundreds upon hundreds of people, I go home and get that Sunday sleep. Ain't nothing like that Sunday sleep.
That's a little different though.
You think so?
Yes. Because I think of the same way when they touch the hem of Jesus' garment.
Okay, virtue
drained
comes out.
right on out.
Yeah.
I do think it's a little different. And people can be really they pull everything out of you. Yeah. People suck the life out of you.
Even when you're preaching. I mean, you experience that kind of exchange, because it's a spiritual moment.
And you want them to get it. You give it everything.
Yeah.
I always trip because the preacher walks off the stage sweaty. And everybody watching is just like
cute and they Sunday best.
That was great.
Yeah.
They leave cute. Y'all got to go change our clothes.
We do, and we preach hard. We women preachers can preach as hard as a man. Not trying to compare and go down that street, but yeah, I'm one of those.
Yeah, it'll
need to change my clothes and everything.
Now, for that occasion, I can fully appreciate the need for an app. I at least need to be left alone. But that's the introvert me. The introvert me requires I recharge on my own. So that's the point.
Yeah.
Okay. Once again, we're talking about connection and we're hanging out with Dr. Felicia Green.
Hey.
Yay.
Connection.
Yes, we are connecting.
But you were asking Christina about...
I was, but now I'm moving on.
Okay, all right.
We're going to have to connect with her later. Because she is back now.
Can I just do this one thing? It'll take like 60 seconds. I promise you. On connectivity.
I think she's talking to you, Christina. Nod your head.
So this is easy, even if you can't hear us. So like create an arrow on a piece of paper and put one arrow on the left, one arrow on the right. Like that. And so at the far left of the arrow, put number 1.
Okay.
To the far right of the arrow, put a number 10.
10. Oh, okay. Like
right. And then somewhere in the middle, put a 5. Now you can't use 5 for this exercise, but the far left is going to be
1.
Not connected at all. That's what 1 represents. Not connected at all.
And then 10 is over here.
And that represents very connected.
Okay.
So just rate yourself. Place yourself on that line. And where might you be? Is it below the 5 or is it above the 5? And then think about wherever you've plotted yourself, what do you need to do to move 1 point higher?
But is that connected to what?
It's subjective. It's subjective. So, we talked about connection to God, connection to yourself, connecting to meaningful people. What's that area that you need to work on? Connection with God, connection with yourself, or meaningful people. So pick one of those. Somebody may be saying all 3, but for the sake of the exercise, pick one and see if you can grow 1 point higher in that area. That's just like a little something to do.
I got it. I can do that exercise.
What would you do? Like if you had to grow 1 point higher, what would
So-
you need to have happen to grow?
Can I just be terrible and say I really don't want to connect?
Right, but that's real.
I don't want to connect anymore.
But that's so real.
As
But
an
we've seen the
introvert,
stats. We've seen the stats.
I know, but I feel like I'm at the opposite end. So, like, my complaint is, I think this pandemic is made for introverts. Like, for real. I mean, even we get to the point where we're like, okay, I need somebody. But for the most part, I don't have those moments a lot. I
Yeah.
regret the fact that I have yet to have a real opportunity
Yes.
to be alone.
Say it again.
Christina
Yeah.
with the K talking about, yes, y'all messing
Yeah.
up my exercise.
Yeah.
Y'all are special people. Now, Christina with the C,
struggle
I'm
with
gonna
that.
need you to help me now, because they
Right?
saying that they're introverts and they don't want to connect. Y'all saying y'all don't want to
Yeah.
connect, and the word is connection. And Shirley done wrote a book on connectivity.
I know.
Yes, but my point in the
know.
book is that even as an introvert,
Yes, and I am too.
you can still connect. You can still, and if you don't know how, here's some tips for you.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
let's say that there was an area that you needed to work on with God, with yourself, or with other people.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, with God. We can do that one. We can do that.
Okay.
Because that can always get better.
It can always get better.
And one of the ways that I have been working to connect more is that, so at the beginning of last year, I made sure to dedicate. Okay, I'm a firm believer that everyone should dedicate time daily. It's like if you eat your food, you should have some spiritual food.
Yeah.
So I'm a firm believer that everyone should have time every day that you're dedicating in your relationship with God.
Yeah.
If that's prayer, if it's reading your Bible, if it's, you know,
Meditation, power walking,
whatever it is,
Mhm.
however you do it. And so last year I consecrated a certain amount of time. And then this year, so with each year, my goal is now to increase that amount of time. And so that's been what's happening now. And so this year I've been including more things because the time has increased.
Mhm.
I segmented off. I actually get up each morning, which is why I don't come into the office until 10. In case y'all looking for me, I generally don't get here till 10 because I do whatever for my mother or whatever as first and foremost. But my time with God, that means I have to have Bible time, prayer time, meditation time, right? Like that quality time. Because sometimes it's prayer and sometimes it's just like shutting up.
Yep.
Yeah, shutting up
Listening.
and listening. And then I like to watch, especially now, like YouTube sermons.
Love it.
So, yeah. So that's what I recognize that that's a relationship I have to always be working on.
Yeah.
So that's one way that
Yeah.
I am trying to increase to the next
That's nice.
increment.
Very nice. Go
So,
ahead now.
I
I
said
told y'all
exercise.
Shirley got it going on, talking about she don't want to connect. But she does want to connect with God. Let the record show.
It's just the rest of y'all.
I know. It's so easy for introverts to stay in that space though, because I'm introverted. And I'm one of those. I love going to dinner by myself.
Oh yeah.
I ain't been to a movie by myself. I know some people like haven't been to movies by myself, but I enjoy me. I enjoy me. I do. I don't know if that sounds vain or not.
I am great company.
I do. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So anyway,
so ask me why I'm single one more time.
I was single for a long time till I was 41 years old. I enjoyed my single life. Had my own house, had my own car, had my own coat, my own lamp, and nobody bought me a thing.
Oh, not the own lamp.
Come on now, we gotta have our own stuff. Gotta have our own stuff.
My problem is that people want to do things with me, and I'm just like, if they don't jump when I say I'm ready to go, then I'm like, bye. Like, where'd Shirley go? Oh, she took a trip. She on a cruise.
Right.
Yes, I have been on a cruise by myself. I sure have. I had a great time.
Come on now.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would do that though.
Oh, I will I'll do anything by myself.
Yeah.
I really will.
I
But right now, I am endeavoring to include someone else in my life.
Nice.
I just don't know who they are.
Right.
So
send them on. Send them on. On with the show.
Okay. We have 6 minutes. Christina, we might not be recognizing anybody today.
Oh, see, that's what y'all get for inviting a preacher. That's y'all did that.
And aren't you all happy that we did? I know. So The first thing is there's a quote that you have on your website that I want to get to, but I want to mention for the rest of you our time tool technique for the week. If you will follow, I believe it's going to be on the WBCRVA Facebook page. I will make sure to share it. But for those of you who are looking at like all that we do here, and you're like, how do they have the logo here and the scrolling text?
Yeah.
Christina is doing a whole series throughout the month of February, every
Ooh.
Tuesday,
Mm.
all about OBS and how you can learn how to use it and all that good stuff.
Nice.
So, for those of you who love that time tool technique that we love to share,
That's
then
so nice.
make sure to follow. So, Christina will post them. We put them onto Facebook, and then I think we upload them to YouTube. So, you can follow that information because we want everyone to succeed. And if we have the resources, if we are your connection, then we are here for you for that.
Ooh.
Okay, but I do want to share. Okay, so I found this quote on your Facebook page. See, I tell you, you gotta stop. You gotta stalk digitally.
Yes.
And so this is a quote from Dr. Green's from her Chayah counseling page, and it says, "Saying no can be the best form of self-care." So around this time, although we only got a few minutes, we always talk about our work hard, play harder moment.
Yeah.
So it's like, I work hard, but oh my, I play harder.
Come on.
All right?
I love
so
that.
Then, what would you like to say to us about this quote that we found from your page?
Oh, I don't know if there's any more that I can say other than practice saying no. Just try it. Just try it. I know you don't want to let people down. You want people to think, the best of you and all of that. But no, it's okay. It's okay to set that limitation and that boundary so that you can stay connected to yourself and what you've been put in the earth to do. So just practice. Try it today. No.
Stay. I think it's all a part of staying sane.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. You got to try it. You got to try it though. Don't think about it too long. Just try it. Put it in its place.
Just say no.
Right. Yeah.
Now, Mrs. Reagan might not have had it exactly correct for her drug campaign, but you get the point and you realize.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay to say no.
Yeah.
And anyone who resents you, says that you're not a real friend, you're not a good person, then they're not looking out for your better good.
That's right.
Anyway.
That's right.
And they were meant to be let go. Okay, now I'm going, let go, let go, let go. Y'all know that song? We got a dance move for it. Okay, anyway, sorry. Back here again.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so
this is great.
Yay! And we're about to go away now. So now, first and foremost, I need you to let them know how they can reach you and give them just a quick gist of the services that you provide so they know why they're reaching out to you.
Yeah, so I specialize in anxiety and depression. I also do work with women in ministry, and I work with just women issues in general. But my approach is more like focusing on the solution rather than the problem. We're so saturated with the problem. We come to counseling to talk about the problem and rarely leave time for the solution. So my focus is based on solution-focused brief therapy. So we can deal with that, with anxiety, with depression, with whatever issues you may have from a solution-focused perspective.
So does that mean that basically we're not living and dwelling in the past?
Right.
We're getting enough information to know how to move forward.
That's right. And to get to your preferred future. What do you want? Where are you trying to go? How long will you need me? How will we know that it is the end of therapy for you? That's kind of like where we go with that.
All right. So you all know for me, I always talk about quantifiable goals. Like that's what I'm all about.
Yeah.
Like what's the end goal?
Yep.
Christina with a K. She's nodding her head.
Oh, did I give my phone number?
No, you did not.
I need
or
to give
email address.
Oh, no. Hold on. Look. It's 804-404-5499. 804-404-5499. Make that call. operators are standing by.
All
But
right.
listen, you can email me at Dr. Felicia, DrFelicia, at ChayahCounseling.org.
Remember, Chayah is Chayah.
Wow, Shirley, you're good. Just good.
I wasn't the spelling bee. I did not win. I did not win. I still think about that. Yeah, because I lost on a stupid word. But that's another story.
What's the word? Because I lost too.
I forget.
I was in the
I
fourth.
think I've blanked it out of my for a long time. I knew it. I knew what it was because I was like, I can't believe you didn't spell.
Mine was disappointment. Boy, was I disappointed. Who can spell disappointment?
Mine was a word that had two different spellings.
Oh.
And I don't think I had thought to ask the definition.
Oh.
And so I spelled the other one. Yeah.
But I still think I get disappointment, even with that failure in front of everybody. I still think I misspell that word sometime every now and then.
It's like people, an entrepreneur, like people can't spell it. Like what? So tell me again what you are, and you can't spell it.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
I see, said the blind man. So, okay. We didn't get a hashtag. We didn't shout out our businesses, but we love our businesses and we love you. We thank you for tuning in and being with us. We look forward to seeing you all again next week. And maybe we can convince Dr. Green, Dr. Felicia, to come and join us again.
Maybe it's the G, how that G just rolls off the Dr. Green. I don't know. Yes, I would love to come back.
Dr. Felicia.
Yes,
we're gonna work on that. Because clearly we have a little too much fun.
Right.
So Christina will put our hashtag in the comments. And we thank you all for joining us. And we hope that you will stay connected.
Stay connected.
That's a song too.
Is it?
Stay connected. Don't you worry about it. I have an entire library of songs that I can share with the world.
Connection.
Yes.
Connectivity.
Hey. Right, and connectivity matters. All right, yes. Upside down. Upside down. There you go. Connectivity matters. It does. Right side up or upside down. It all matters. Okay, we're saying goodbye. And as we always say, live better, do better, please be better, and happy entrepreneuring. Ta-ta!
Let Socialita help your business stand out from the crowd by building your brand success through social media management. We're located at 1510 Willowlawn Drive, Suite 100. Our website is www.socialitarva.com. You can also give us a call at 804-484-2001. Again, Socialita.
Imagine Media Lab, in partnership with the Women's Business Center, offers hourly rental to a multimedia studio. Create or edit digital assets for marketing. Record that podcast you've always wanted to start. Voiceovers and live stream. All equipment and software is included in your hourly rental. Located at the Women's Business Center, 1510 Willow Lawn Drive, Suite 100. ImagineMediaLabs.com. Book your session today.
Ladies, are you looking to move your office from your kitchen table to a space of your own? Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Are you looking for co-working and community? Well, then come join us at the Women's Business Center, RVA, located at 1510 Willow Lawn Drive, Suite 100, directly across the street from the Kroger at Willow Lawn. Visit us on the web at wbcrva.com or on social media at WBCRVA. When you're ready for more than just office space, come join the WBCRVA family.